I'm sitting here reading this script, and apparently the main character just wants to form a harem of women?
With no drums at
Nah,
all.
that can't be
You know what
right.
I mean? It's just how I'm
Right?
feeling.
Oh yeah, apparently that is right. We are playing as Manny the Manlet in this game, and for this series. And his whole goal is to do what he's always read in his manga books. He wants to form a harem of women, this guild, who can do pretty much anything for him. Now, this game is called Kenshi. It's pretty popular from what I remember. I haven't played it since it was in like really early access. But I'm really looking forward to it. I really like the game. And I'm not that good at it though. So this kind of also be like me getting better at the game. Now, for this playthrough, I am using a couple of different mods. I can't remember all of them, but I know the most important ones are Slopeless, which kind of makes it a little bit easier to build in places. I'm using the Recruit Anyone, or it might be called Recruit Prisoners mod, which is very important for this gameplay, but I go a little bit more in depth in that in a little bit. Then I'm also using like the dark UI and higher squad limit. I don't think I'll get to the squad limit. I think it's like 256, but just in case, yeah. Now, what's our goal for the actual gameplay? First thing first, kind of want to get a little bit of money, and I think we want to build a base somewhere near like a good town. And the reason we need to do that is because we need a prisoner cage. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why do you need a prisoner cage to make friends, right? Well, if you remember that mod I was talking about, the Recruit Anyone or Recruit Prisoners mod, the way that mod works, apparently, is you have to go and knock out the person you are interested in recruiting, and then once you knock them out, you have to put them in a prisoner cage, and then they will join you for their freedom. But Manny here would never do that, so we don't have to worry about seeing that here. I just want the prisoner cage for decoration, in case any bad guys come along. That's the only reason I want it, right? But I think it's pretty important that we get that, so that's on our list of things to do. Right now, as you can see, I am mining. I'm doing this for a little bit just to build up some money so I can afford, like, food and essentials, But as I said, I'm not the best at the game. I don't really remember much about it. So if you guys have any tips to make money, please let me know. I find something out that works a little bit better a little bit later in this video. So stay tuned for that. Because I actually think it's a pretty decent method for getting gear and money, although it might be a little bit cowardly. We are currently located in the hub, which is an abandoned town kind of in the middle of the map. It's considered a starter area that is like semi-safe, as safe as you can be in this game. I believe in the lore, this town used to be under Shek control, which is a race in the game, by the way. But I think they lost it or gave it up because it wasn't worth it. I think. Don't quote me on that. I really don't remember or know. Now, after some not so morally right acquisitions, I have found an example of what I was talking about when I said I found a different way to make some money. And no, it's not what you're seeing on the screen. As you can see here, there's a bunch of dead people just lying in the street. Someone else beat these people up. Well, I could just go over there and take all their stuff. And then, to make myself feel like a badass, one of them is still mildly alive. Like, you put alive in quotation marks. That's perfect. That is a perfect training opportunity, and it's a morale booster for Manny here. Because, I mean, look at this guy. He needs all he can get. So we're taking this, we're taking their stuff, and we're selling that. And that's bank. Bank. Now I know what you're thinking. How in the world does Manny only have like 500 cats after that whole time lapse? Listen, there is a perfectly reasonable explanation for that, and I'm sure Manny would love to go into detail with you about that later. Unfortunately, right now, we have more pressing matters. Manny has decided, after blowing all of his money, like a true incel, on more harem magazines, or mangas, not magazines, that we should move to the area around Squin, which is a town to the southwest, if north is up on this map. This is like a lot bigger of a town. They have like actual stores. I think they even have police officers, which shouldn't be a big deal. If Manny can behave himself, of course. But yeah, we'll go to this new land of opportunity, and I will see you guys in the area around it. Alright, so now we are kind of around Squin. There's this outpost a little bit away from it. And I think we're going to make our base kind of next to this outpost. That way we're not too close to, you know, Johnny Law. But we still have like a way to sell stuff and get food and stuff pretty easily. And this outpost also has a lot of what are called drifters in this game, which are like the recruitable companions, which will be good and helpful for finding some of our adoring fans, of course. But before we worry about any of those drifters or anything like that, first we need to make some money in order to buy the materials to make a base over here, right? So check this out. I found there is this bandit camp right behind this outpost, alright? And if you go in there, piss them all off, and then run back to the outpost guys will kill them for you. So you don't even have to worry about it. It's like one step above beating up the handicapped people in the hub. But this should help us get some money. With that money, it's time to get them building materials. Hit you with a little bit of a building time lapse. Let's go. Now, I know it looked like Manny got the absolute shit kicked out of him by that woman, like 3 or 4 times. But that was actually a training exercise. Yeah, a training exercise I decided to force upon Manny to train him to be tougher, because this world is very harsh, right? So yeah, that's what that was. Definitely not a failed attempt to kidnap that woman. Not that I would ever do that, and, you know, but anyway. Because I would never even need to kidnap a woman. And by I mean Manny, of course. I'm not like this at all. I'm completely different. Because right here, we have one who would love to join us. Just absolutely adore joining Manny in his venture. Alright? Just for a small fee. I mean, you know, you can afford that. 3,000? It's not the pocket change for a man like Manny. Right? No big deal. Not a big deal at all for Mr. Manny. This is like his whole goal. This is the start. This is the beginning of an era. Alright? He's finally mustered up the courage to speak to a woman. Things are looking up for my boy. I mean, from here, the sky's the limit. Step 1 complete. I mean, look at this woman. Look at her. She looks like actually like she's capable of doing something with her life. Mainly helping Manny, of course. Right here is a prime example. Alright. 2 lovers. 2 peas in a pod. Just mining together. With her on our team, we're going to accomplish so much more. But I think that concludes this episode for part 1 of Manny's plan. Alright, we made some good progress. Built a little bit of a base. We had a little bit of money. And we got our first acolyte. So, yeah. Let me know if you guys like the video. You know, leave a comment. Let me know anything I should change, anything I should fix. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Yeah.